Shri Hari Attainment of Eternal Union, Nitya Yog Ki Prapti, Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhasha Sakant Twameva Vidya Adravanam Twameva Sarvam Mama Devadava Swami Ramsukhdasji Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Shri Hari Attainment of Eternal Union, Nitya Yog Ki Prapti, all objects in this world are coming and going. In other words, there is union and separation taking place in everything. Activities begin, which is the union of various actions, and activities come to an end, which is the separation of actions. Similarly, resolves, intentions, also have a union and a separation. When resolves arise, union takes place, and when resolves come to an end, then separation takes place. Hence union and separation is with things, with actions and with mental expressions. If you think about both, union and separation, then it will be perceived that union is temporary and separation is permanent. This is a main point that needs to be understood. Just like our meeting has taken place right now, this coming together has happened, and soon when we part ways, then separation will take place. After meeting, the parting will surely happen, but after parting it is not a rule that one will meet. Therefore separation is permanent. There was separation before the meeting, and after the meeting when you part ways, then also there is separation. Therefore separation remained constant. Just like a man remained a millionaire for 50 years. After being a millionaire for 1 year, out of the 50 years, 1 year was reduced. There was parting of 1 year. Therefore even at time of union, Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. There is separation. All pleasures that come from union are all cause for grief, in other words, it is sorrow-producing. Gita says, Ye hi sansprishtabhagadukainaya evate, Gita 5:22. Hence, it is only in union that there is sorrow. In separation there is no sorrow. The joy in separation, severing relation with the world, is infinite, it is immeasurable. This joy never parts because it is eternal. When even in union there is disconnection, and in separation also there is disconnection, then disconnection, separation, only has been constant. This constant disconnection itself is called yoga, union. Gita says, Tam vidyaduklasan yog vyotam yoga san yitam, Gita 6:23, i.e. where there is total disconnection from the association of sorrow, that is called yoga. Hence the disconnection from the world is perpetual, and union with Paramatma is eternal. Yoga is the name for what? Patanjali Yogdarshan has said that the absence of natural tendency of thought is yoga, yoga chittavrata nirada, half. But Gita says that equanimity is yoga, samatvam yoga ukayat, Gita 2:48. This equanimity is everlasting. Before union there is equanimity, in the end after a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Separation is also equanimity, and while there is union there is also equanimity. In this manner, one's eternal state of equanimity itself is eternal yoga, Nitya Yoga. Therefore whoever has experienced this state of eternal union, Nitya Yoga, Gita calls that one Yogarud. How does one recognize a Yogarud? For this Gita has said 3 things. To not have attachment and infatuation for material things, actions, and to give up all resolves, sankalp, yada hinandriyarthashu na karma swinu shajjate sarvashankal sanyasi yoga rudstakyate, Gita 6/4. The point is that let there be no sense enjoyments and infatuation in actions, and let there be no insistence within that this should happen like this and it should not happen like this, that I should get this and I should not get this, that I should encounter this and not encounter those. These are all called resolves, sankalp. Therefore neither should there be infatuation for things, nor a fascination for those things that are missing, neither attachment to actions nor fondness for lack of activity, and let there be no resolves, then he has become a Yogarud. The point is that whether one gets objects or not, whether activities take place or not, let there be no insistence. Naive tasya krutanartho nakrutaniya kashna, Gita 3:18. If you get the things then it is good, if you do not get them, then too good. If a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Actions take place then it is good, if they do not then too it is good. Resolves if they are accomplished then good, if they are not accomplished then too it is good. If the natural tendencies are inhibited then good, if they are not, then good. We have no relation with them. The meaning of not having attachment to sense enjoyments and to action means to become free of wants and free of effort. If the senses are not attached to sense pleasures and there is no attachment to objects, then one becomes free of waneka, and if there is no attachment to actions, then one becomes free of effort prayatna. The point is, let there be absence of want and effort. When one becomes free of want and free of effort, then one becomes naturally inseparable from Paramatma, God. As such one has not become inseparable, one is already inseparable. Due to not being free of want and free of effort, one does not experience that oneness. When there is absence of wanton effort, then one naturally experiences the eternal union of remaining established in the self. You are always established in Paramatma, God, Supreme Consciousness, whether you comprehend this or not. The extent to which you assume your relationship with the world, to that extent you are turning away from eternal union. Besides deceit you will not get anything else. All unions that take place in this world, will end up in separation only, Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Sarvikshayantanityaya patananta samucshya sayagavai prayagantam aranantam chajivitam, Valmiki 2/105/16, all hoarding ends in laying waste. All worldly progress ends in downfall. Union ends in separation and life ends in death. But the eternal union with the Lord, Paramatma, is ever attained by all of mankind. Being trapped in contact-born pleasures, our attention does not go towards the eternal relationship with God. The point is that eternal union is never lost, only our attention is not in that direction. Even the most worldly person, the most passionate one, the most sinful one, even the most virtuous one, the most liberated one, the most stupid, or the most learned, whatever he may be, he has never been separated from eternal union. He can never ever be separated from that. It is impossible to separate from that. To realize this eternal union is the principle of the Gita. What is meant by attaining eternal union? To wipe out the assumed relation with unattained, world, is itself attaining eternal union. We have assumed a relation with that which is unattainable, world, therefore we have rejected and faced away from that eternal union, Nitya Yoga. Eternal union, is as is at all times. But the union with the world was not there previously, will not remain later on, it can never remain. The union will change to separation, disconnection. You cannot keep union with you at all times and a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Disconnection will never leave you. If there is a connection with things, then the main thing is their disconnection. If activities take place, then their detachment will be primary. Similarly, even a resolve will be parted with. This should happen and this should not happen. This too will also change and come to an end. Only the union with Paramatma will remain eternal. If after the resolve is accomplished, then too union will not remain, and if the resolve is incomplete, then too union will not remain. You are sarvasankalpas aniyasi swadasiddhai. In union you begin to take relish, then you naturally take displeasure in the eternal union. The eternal union is never separated from us, only personal state of displeasure is there in it, turning away from it. When you face towards eternal union, then sins of endless births will be destroyed. Sanmukh hoi jeev mohi jabhi janam koti agna sahin tabhin. On facing eternal union, how will sins have any way to last? Sins remain only in state of facing away. He who wishes to become yogarud, asunder affinity for the world, can attain eternal union by means of performance of his duty. Urukshormon yorgam karmakar and muchyate. And on becoming yogarud, i.e. on severing relations with the world, there is a certain level of peace. That peace is the means to God, a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Realization, Yoga Rudasaya Tasyav and Muchyate, Gita 6/3. The point is that he who is in this yogarud state, he must not become pleased. By taking pleasure in that state, he gains enjoyment in it, by which he gets stuck and due to which it can take many days to realize God. Just like a child first takes great delight in playing. But when he becomes interested in earning money, then on its own the inclination to play goes away on its own. Similarly, as long as one has not realized God, till then there is delight in that peace, i.e. that peace appears to be a great thing. But after some days, that interest goes away on its own. If you do not engage in consumption of that peace, and you become detached from it, then very quickly you can realize God. In being yogarud, severing relations with the world, the actions are the means, i.e. as one performs actions, and begins to dissociate with everything, then one will become yogarud by doing one's duty, one attains union, which is called karma yoga, i.e. the actions will come to an end and only eternal union will remain. When activities come to an end, when objects come to an end, when joining together comes to an end, i.e. severing relationship, only eternal union will remain. Similarly, through knowledge, if one becomes disassociated with the world, then this is jnana yoga. One thing remains, imperishable, and one thing does not remain, perishable. Separation is already taking place with that thing which is not going to remain. Simply experience it that all the objects in this life that you are connected, a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. With our constantly changing towards disconnection. But the knower of this, witness, remains as is. In this manner, through thinking and contemplation, to disassociate with the worldly associations is jnana yoga. Similarly, the extent to which the affinity with worldly relations is asunder, that much the relationship with God, Paramatma, Supreme Consciousness, is awakened. This is Bhakti Yoga. Even now not a single being is disconnected from Paramatma, God. As God is in all countries, in all times, in all things, in all actions, in all situations, in all states, in all incidents present as is. By honoring the world, we have turned away from God. God has never turned away from us. Through actions attaining equanimity is Karma Yoga. Through knowledge attaining union is called Jnana Yoga. And through devotion, to attain union is called Bhakti Yoga. All three karma, actions, jnana, knowledge, and bhakti, devotion, end in union. In other words, they all become one in union. All are naturally established in that yoga. One has to protect this eternal state, Sankar Sahaj Sarup Samara, Manas. 1/58/4. The gist is that because we were not aware, we did not know it. But the moment we become aware, we know it that oh-ho. This is what it is. So easy, so precious. Yadahai Nendriyarthashu na karma swanushjate sarvashankal sannyasi yoga rudsthakhita Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Gita 6/4. Hereby using the words yada and tada is meant that the moment you drop the infatuation for things, actions and resolves, at that very moment you will become yogarud, asunder affinity for the world. Now you may do this in 1 hour, or 1 life, or many lives, it is up to you. On experiencing/realizing, anubhuti, that yoga, union, he will never again return from that state, yasmangata na nivartandi bhuya, Gita 15/4, because returning is due to affinity with the modes of nature, gunas, karan gunis angasaya sadhasadhyoni yanmasu, Gita 13:21. They're the modes of nature, gunas, are totally non-existent, then how can there be any returning? The part, ansh, blends with the whole, God. Similarly, however wealthy you may be sitting in these grand hotels, then too your name will be only a traveler. Whether the roofing has holes and leaks in your home, but when you reach home, you are no longer a traveler. You have arrived home. Similarly, when you have attained eternal union, then you have reached your home. You still assume the existence of things and actions, therefore God says, Yadahai Nendriyarthashu na karma swanushjate, Gita 6/4. Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. As such they do not have an independent existence at all. In the essence, element, of Paramatma, God, there are neither objects, nor actions. This essence is free of objects and actions, therefore it is not attainable by practice. Practice takes place when we rely on support of the mind, intellect, senses and make an effort. The essential divinity, Paramatma, is as is. In its attainment no process will work, only elimination works. On eliminating objects and actions that essence, element, is naturally present shishayat sheshsanjya, therefore there is nothing to do in this. It is the entity, tattva, that is karan nirpeksh, not aided by the inner faculty. Through whom instantly actions are accomplished, its name is Karan, Sadaktam Karanam, Kriyayanis Haptir Yadvaya Paradantaram. Just like Bali was killed with the arrow of Sri Rama, then in this sentence, the element of accomplishing the action, lies in the arrow, not in the bow, bowstring or the hand. Therefore in the accomplishment of an action, the Karan, through whom the actions are accomplished, is useful. But where there is no action at all, there, what use will be the Karan? In that entity, tattva, that is free of actions, only being actionless, free of actions, is what has to happen. It is said that by the purification of the inner faculties, antakaran, this entity, tattva, is attained through actions. But that entity or element, tattva, which is not accomplished through actions at all, Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. What is the point of purity, impurity of the inner faculty? There is no point. As such, on severing relationship with the Karan, through whom the actions are accomplished, the Karan is purified. Such purity is not attainable through any effort, never was attainable, it will never be attainable, it is impossible for it to be attainable. This is because by endeavoring, making an effort, one has to take the support of inert. And if we take the support of the inert, then how will you rise above the inert? Those actions that have a beginning and an end, the father of all those actions are called karak, agent. In the attainment of eternal union, there is no need for any agent, in other words, the doer, the action, the one accomplishing the action, the base, support, the one above the bestower of actions, the raw materials, and nothing whatsoever is needed. In its attainment all these karaks, agents, are disassociated. It is an entity, element, that is naturally self-evident and free of all agents, karak nirpeksh. Just as actions and objects, doership and enjoyership is non-existent in God, Supreme Being. Similarly in Atma, individual soul, self, no doership and enjoyership exists. Shirastha Pikanti and Nakaroti Nalipiate, Gita 13:31. That is, in spite of residing in the body, the Atma, individual soul, neither does anything, nor does it get tainted. The point is that the non-existence of doership and being untainted is actually present from the very beginning. It does not have to be brought from anywhere. It is naturally present. This doership and taintedness is our own, O Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. Creation, therefore they have to be renounced. When this is renounced, the eternal union is self-evident. God has said in the Gita, Nanyam gunebhyakartaram yada drashtanu pashyati gunebhyashkaparam vedi madbhavam sodagachyati, Gita 14:19. When the seer beholds no doer other than the modes, and knows the self beyond the modes, he attains to my being. Gita 14:19. To understand this subject well, you may want to read the article published in book Gita Darpan called Non-Acceptance, Disowning, of Doership and Enjoyership. As per Gita, there is one Paramatma and there is Paramatma's divine potency Prakriti, nature. There is only modifications that are taking place in nature, whereas, there is no modifications at all in its base, its support, its illuminator, its sustainer. This nature with its changes has been addressed in the Gita in many different ways. Just like all activities are happening only through Prakriti, nature, Gita 13:29, modes of nature itself is playing with the modes, i.e. all the actions are happening in nature only through the modes, Gita 5/9. The senses are roped together with the sense objects, i.e. all actions are happening through the senses, Gita 5/9. The actions that are happening through the senses have been described, O Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. In various ways in the Gita. Many places there is talks about the actions performed through the body, senses, mind and intellect, Gita 5:11. Some places the body, the doer, the instrument, the effort, the culture are shown to be aids to action, Gita 18:14. Some places it is shown as the doorway for revealing through the body, speech and activities of the mind, Gita 18:14, and in some place the nature is shown as an aid in the disclosing the activities of the body, speech and mind, Gita 18:15, and in some the nature, Swabhav, has been shown as an aid in actions, Gita 18:14. As such the nature, modes of nature and the sense, all three are essentially one only, because the nature is the base, the activities in nature are modes and the work of the modes of nature are the senses. From this it is proven that doership, i.e. doing, is merely in nature. It is not there in the individual soul, Jivatma, self, which is a part of Paramatma. Because to start the activities that are taking place through action in the instrument, nature has been shown to be the aid, Karyakarankartud Bhecha Prakrutaruchyate, Gita 13:20. In the enjoyership the Purusha, Supreme Being, is shown to be the aid, Purusha Sukhadukanambo Krudvetoruchyate, Gita 13:20. But as such, the being that is established in nature, Prakriti, only becomes the aid, Purushan Prakritisto Hibhukt, Gita 13:21. Here there is no doer. This means that there is no doership, and a Lord. My Lord. May I never forget you. There is no one that is tainted, i.e. there is no enjoyership. When the self alone becomes blended with its sense organs, body etc., he becomes a doer, and when the self blends with the organs of perception, Jnanendriya, i.e. mind, intellect, etc., he becomes an enjoyer. But this does not mean he is not an enjoyer when he is not blended with the organs of action, or that he is not a doer when he is blended with the organs of action, Karmendriya. Rather, due to predominance of the organs of action, he considers himself to be the doer. And due to the predominance of organs of perception, he considers himself to be an enjoyer. As long as enlightenment does not take place, till then he assumes himself to be the doer and an enjoyer. From Book Shadhan, Sutta, Sindhu in Hindi, page 758 to 760 by Swami Ramsukhdasji.